Welcome, guys, to day 11 of our New Coach Basics training. We are going to talk about your power hour today. You're going to hear that phrase a whole lot while you're in this business, because this is the time that we focus and we get laser focused on what we need to be doing to move our business forward. So your power hour consists of you spending time on your business only, nothing else. And I'm going to give you a power hour to-do list. I'll put it in our group files so you can check that out there, print it out, save it. But this power hour is really important because this is where it could be a half hour, 15 minutes, whatever you can dedicate to get an hour total during the day so that you get all the things that you need to do done in order to move your business forward. Okay, so I want you to write these down. Your power hour to-do list is going to consist of connecting with new people every day. So your first and foremost task is to add at least 2 or 3 people, new people, to your social media page. So I would recommend that you at least do 2 to 3. My goal is usually 10 people, but that's just me. And you're going to add, yes, you're going to add strangers and you're going to connect with them. You're going to send them a hey girl message. I usually, when I send invites, I look for people who are like me, who I would want to work with. You know, somebody who is a mom, who has, a couple of kids, 2 or 3 kids. I have 4, so any amount of kids is okay with me. So I want somebody who's going to be able to connect with me. I'm probably not going to shoot for that 18-year-old who doesn't have kids or responsibilities. I wouldn't be able to connect with that anymore. So when you're adding people, keep in mind, will I be able to connect with this person? Do we have things in common? Might we, and I usually can tell by looking at what their cover photo is or by their profile picture. Somebody who's laid back like me, sometimes wear makeup, sometimes don't. I am constantly running around with my kids. Those are things that other people are going to be able to relate to. And when it comes to inviting them, they're going to say, okay, this girl knows what I'm talking about when she says, when I say I'm busy, she knows what I mean. So when you're adding people, look to see that you're going to be able to connect with them. I don't usually add guys unless I personally know them, because they're not my market. They're not my tribe. A guy's usually not going to take fitness advice from a girl, and we don't have the same struggles. We really don't. So I don't typically add a guy unless it's somebody I already know. Next thing, so you're going to first connect with 2 to 3 people a day. The next thing you're going to do is return all messages. That's the next thing on your to-do list. If you have messages in your inbox, you're going to only answer the messages that have to do with Beachbody. You're going to leave all those other messages like, whoa, what are you doing on the weekend, from your friends. You're going to leave those aside. When you're doing your power hour, you're only going to focus on your business. So answer your messages from, people who might be responding to your hey girl. You send those out as soon as somebody adds you send a hey girl, hey, I'm just wanting to say hi and introduce myself, so you don't wonder who that girl is liking your posts. That's usually what I send. So you're gonna be responding to those messages from previous. Okay, so this is only regarding the business. You're not gonna answer anything else. The third thing you're gonna do is you're gonna share Beachbody or something about Beachbody with at least 2 people a day. So then after that, you're going to share the business opportunity with at least 3 to 5 people a day. And on our next training, I'm going to tell you how you can share this stuff, what you should be saying, and all that other stuff. But you do know that you want to start sharing that out. So I want you to start with just sharing your journey with somebody. Okay, when I talk about share with 2 people a day, just share your journey. Just talk about what you're doing with at least 2 people every single day. Okay, so that's the third thing. First is connecting with people. Add 2 or 3 friends. Second is return all your messages, and they're all in order, guys. If you try to do them in random order, it's not gonna make much sense. You're gonna kind of feel like you're fumbling. So then share your journey with at least 2 people a day, and the business opportunity with at least 3 to 5 people. And again, I'm gonna help you with that. So right now, you're just gonna hang tight. Follow up. If you did number 2, you probably already did some of this following up with somebody else. Okay, if you're doing steps 2 and 3, you probably knocked 4 out of the way while you were at it. But sometimes we have people who we haven't talked to in maybe a week. Maybe they just never responded. This is where your follow-up is going to come from. You're going to go back to your list because you're documenting everybody that you talk to. You're going to write it down in that Power Hour checklist that I give you. You're going to write their names down, maybe a little note about what you talked about, and you're going to go back. Oh, this girl never responded to me. Let me go and shoot her a message. Hey girl, how are you? Just wanted to check back with you. I hope everything is okay. And hope, they usually respond to that. And then you can pick up the conversation where it left off. Remember, you're wanting to connect with people. You're wanting to get to know them a little bit so that they begin to trust you enough to want to join you and begin their own journey. That's what this is all about. Getting them to trust you enough to begin their own journey, because you need that. Okay? So, number 5. I just talked about that a little bit. You're going to track your progress. You're going to write everything down in your Power Hour sheet or your notebook if you don't want to print stuff out. This is all customizable. If you want to write it down in a journal that works easier for you, that's okay. But you need to write down the name, the date, the time that you talked to them, what you guys talked about, maybe a little note about what you talked about, and be detailed. What are their goals? That way when you go back to it, and I know Facebook keeps up with all that stuff, but I promise you it's easier to flip through your journal than go through all your news, all your messages. So I want you to write that down. So track your progress. Make sure that you are always working from a list. You have your 100 contacts that you wrote down, all the people that you know that you remember, and you're working from that list first. That's your warm market. So you want to work from that list first, and and start adding to that list all the new people that you have that you're adding, your new Facebook friends, your new Instagram friends, Twitter, whatever you're working. You're going to add those names to your contact list and say, okay, I haven't talked to such and such in a while, and you're just going to keep adding to that list. You're never going to run out of people to talk to if you're doing step 1. Okay? So, step number 6 is invite people to your challenge groups. Okay? You want to invite at least 3 people, new people every single day to your challenge groups. You want to invite 3 new people to your challenge groups, and I usually say, hey, I usually tell people, hey girl, I'm looking for 3 to 5 people who are interested in getting into health and fitness or working on their goals or something like that. And I usually ask her, it's usually a girl. So I usually ask, would you know anybody who might be interested in something like this? So I start with that, and that's just the gist of my invite. Hey girl, how are you? I'm super excited about my journey. This is what it's been doing for me, and we talk a little bit, and then, I invite them. Hey, what about you? Would you like to join? Is this something you could be into? And it goes from there. So you start to invite also on your personal page. You want to create maybe a post, 3 to 5 posts between the date that you start promoting and the date that your actual challenge group. We already talked about that. You circle the date on your calendar when you wanted to do it, or when your upline sponsor is going to be hosting a challenge group, and you're promoting at least 3 times a week on your personal page. Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday is usually good for you to post something. Create a picture of you, maybe you working out, or video usually gets more looks. So create a little video of maybe a couple of moves that you really like about your workouts, and post a caption. Hey, starting a weight loss group or a Biggest Loser group, or spring, because it's springtime now, I guess. Spring into summer or summer bodies, whatever you want to name it. Get creative with it. You know, not everybody wants to join a challenge group if you put that title on it, because it sometimes entails competition, and you know, people really what they need is support. So some people like the idea of boot camps, but give it a name. Get it creative with it, and you know, that really helps you stand out in the newsfeed as well. So create a cool picture, again using Canva, and just a quick, what is it that you're going to be doing? It's going to be 60 days, 21 days of clean eating and 30-minute workouts. You don't want to tell a whole story or give a whole bunch of detail, but you do want to let them know to either like your post or comment below if they want more info. Usually, you know, liking a post is a lot easier for some people because maybe they're at the red light and they're just scrolling through their phone and they're like, oh. So it's easier to just click like, and you can send them more info. So you can check it out. Maybe Cyberstock some of the upline sponsors and see how they invite on their page. But for sure, you want to be inviting people via personal message. So send people a personal private message in Facebook, not group. Do not send mass emails. Don't do that. I want you to send something private to an individual and connect with that person, because if you're sending group messages, it's not really personal. It's like, oh, this person just wanted to lump me in a group, and that usually doesn't work very well. So just send a private message and say, hey girl, how are you? Just wanted to let you know that I'm starting a 21-day health and fitness group. Is this something that you think you could use? Boom, that's it. That's it. Okay, so I want you to start shooting for that. Those private messages is totally something you can do to invite and create your post. Tag me in your post. That's your action item for today. Tag me in your post that you're going to create, and if you want me to double check it before you post it in our group first, and I will check it and say, okay, yeah, this is good, and you can just copy and paste it and upload it to your page. Okay, so good luck with that, guys. I know you're going to do really well. And join us tomorrow for your coach training.